Any idea what this might simplify down to? Any suggestions? Lane?
Maybe x minus 2 over 2.
Close. X minus 2 over something, all right. Well, if you multiply and divide by the same thing, Isabella? Isabella?
X minus 2.
It is x minus 2 over 4. Yeah, this is something. This could be a number if this x was 2, this x would be 2, and that would be just 5. That would be 5. That would be multiplying and dividing by the same thing. So if the same thing is above the line and below the line like this, they're going to cancel each other out. One's going to go into the other one once. So we are just left with x minus 2 all over 4. That's it. Can that be simplified further? The temptation with the 2 and the 4 here. But this time the 2 isn't multiplied by the x. It's not multiplied by everything else. It's separate with the minus. If you wished, and you don't have, I'm going to put this in green because you don't actually have to. You could separate that into x over 4 minus 2 over 4. The 2 over 4 can be simplified down to a half, but that hasn't actually simplified the expression. It's really made it a little bit harder by splitting it up into 2. So at this stage, that's it. Unless that 2 is multiplied by the x as well, you can't divide everything by 2. The difference here when there's a minus between. The second one then we have on the board is 2 times x plus 3 squared all over x plus 3. All right, Sam, what is that? 2 squared? Quite.
It'd be 2 x.
X plus 6. Like multiplied into 2, yep. Yeah, that's right, yep. Or just 2 times x plus 3. This x plus 3 squared is it by itself. If you want to write a little, that's x plus 3 squared. And it's divided by an x plus 3. So one of the x plus 3's will divide in, but the other one won't. Because remember what squaring is, it's it by itself. So we're left with a 2 times x plus 3. And you don't need to multiply it. Sam did multiply it out, but you just leave it like that. Put it back, what's left, and just shove it together. Multiply. That's it. Don't need to put it over 1, because dividing something by 1, you just keep it the same. So the nice thing about these is that they have already factorized the quadratics for you. And that's not the way it's going to be for you. They're going to make you factorize. So that's what we're going to look at next. See how your factorizing was from your work with Ms. Widian. I think you did this way. So we'll get to the last one at the bottom, but these are just all generally. So this first step, are the ones that have already been factorized, the ones that have already been split up into their factors. The ones that we're going to do now is we have to factorize first, then cancel, then simplify. So these are the factorize first, then simplify type. All right, let's look at some simple examples. The first one, 4 times a plus 8. Sheila, can you factorize the first line? What's this factorize? What's the common factor of both these terms? Okay, is there a highest common factor? Yeah, 2 does work, but 4 is better, the highest common factor. So we take 4 out and we're left with a plus 2. Yep. All divided by 4. And that's factorized first. Then we simplify a plus 2. 4 into 4. It's the same thing. Dividing by 4 multiplying. It's the first one done.
Where did it come from?
It's factorizing. So 4 times a gives 4a, and 4 times 2 gives 8. Factorizing is dividing, pretty much. It's the opposite operation. The second one kind of works out the same way as this, so I'm going to skip down to the next line. I'm going to do part B. AB minus AC all over B minus C. This one. So once again, for almost all of these, there is something that's going to factorize. What factors out of the top line? See it again? A, yeah. B minus C, yes. So A is above them, you divide it out. And it's B minus C below the line. Okay, there's a B minus C below the line and a B minus C above the line. And we're left with just A. Okay. So this is just simplifying fractions, but just a little bit more difficult. Let's move on to, let's do the second one on the third line. So we have AB squared minus AB all over 1 minus B. All right. Zach, what's common factor for both these two? AB. So I'll take AB outside the bracket, form my bracket. 1 minus B is okay below the line. Okay, if I take out AB out of this, what's left behind? No, only the B is squared. A is not squared. If it was AB squared, they'd have to put it in brackets to say both things have been squared. So it's just B left behind. And this one, it's just minus 1, isn't it? Because I've already taken out the AB. What's left behind? It's not 0. It's 1 because 1 times. Do these two cancel out? No. At the moment, no. What can I do? Is that it? Is that as far as I can go? Well, the answer is no, but how do I make it cancel? Gabe? No idea? I want to force this one or this one to look like the other one. At the moment, that's positive B, that's negative B, that's negative 1, that's positive 1. Yeah, we can't cross multiply, but yeah, you do have to. You need to get it. Yep. Yeah. So if I multiply, if I multiply something by -1, it kind of does change it. But instead of taking out a positive AB squared, if I took out a negative AB squared, this then would change to negative, and this would change to positive. So kind of like what you said, Jim. Take out a negative AB squared. And that's still a factor. It still works. Negative AB times negative B, negative times negative is a positive, so it gives this. And negative AB times positive 1 is a negative. So if you get something and the signs are wrong, instead of taking out the positive thing, take out just the negative number or letters. That's key. Now it cancels. It's negative B plus 1, which is the same as 1 take away B. You can actually rewrite that as 1 take away B if you want to put the other way around. Order doesn't matter there. Now it cancels, and your answer is negative AB. So you'll come across these and then you'll remember, just change the sign of the thing outside the bracket, and that changes the signs inside the bracket as well. And I haven't changed it because that still multiplies, because a minus times a minus is a positive, and a minus times a positive is a negative, which is what we had at the start. All right, and then we do the final example, which will be the difficult ones for you guys, the quadratics. X squared minus 4x plus 3. And the temptation here always is to put a compass into the desk. Okay, temptation here always is, look, easy x, and then we're just left with like 6 over 7 or something. Don't take that down. Why doesn't this work? It is bracket, yeah. Yeah, all of this is divided by all of that. It's not set up into different bits. These are all connected first. Okay, so an example will work for this. If x was 3, maybe. If x was 3, and you just cancelled, this would work. It would be 3 squared is 9 minus 3. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. If x was 2, that can work. 2 squared. No, if x was 2 is okay. X was 2, that's 2 minus 2, which is, or 4 minus 2, which is 2. Take this out, minus 4. And if x is 2 down here, that's 4. Take away 8, that's minus 8. That's minus 4, not minus 8. Plus 3 is minus, I got that wrong. Minus 1. Sorry. So that gives an answer of 4. Now, if we cancel this, when you said x was 2, you get a totally different answer. You get minus 8 on top, and you get minus 3 on the bottom, which is a totally different answer. So you just can't cancel. So the only way to simplify these is to factorize. Got to factorize. And that means we must remember how to factorize quadratics. So let's look at x squared minus x minus 6 as a bit of rough work over here. And then I'll put in my factorization over there. What is the factorization of x squared minus x minus 6? 2 brackets anyway. X times x to get the x squared, yeah. 3 times 2, 6 times 1. Which should I use? 2 and 3. Which needs to be minus?
Has to be plus in the first.
Plus in the first, minus in the second. 2 times 3 gives 6. That's where the 2 and 3 came from, if anyone's confused. I need a negative x when this and this are either added or subtracted. At the moment, without the signs, that's 2x, 2 times x. And this is 3 times x, which is 3x. I need to make the middle number negative x. So I'm trying to manipulate the numbers so they work as factors. Remember, x times x came from the x squared, so we've done that. 2 times 3 comes from the 6, so we've done that. We just need to form this middle term with the signs. Now, the minus must go with this to make this a negative number. If it was the other way around, it would be a positive number. So that's why the plus 2 and the minus is with 3. So let's bring that over here as a factorization. It's in there, and now I must do the other one. x squared minus 4x plus 3. Sam, sit properly. Man. Connor, what goes here and here?
X and X.
Yeah.
One and three.
Yes, it's only going to be 1 times 3 to form 3. What are the signs going to be, you think?
First one we did. What did we do?
Well, let's think about this. I have 1x, I have 3x. I want to make negative 4x. They both need to be negative, don't they? Minus 3 minus another 1. Right, and minus times a minus makes the positive at the end here, yeah? Okay, minus x minus 1 and x minus 3. See that? Okay. And now the final step, which is what we've done earlier when they kindly factorized it for us. If you see something the same on top, and it's multiplying, you see something the same on the bottom, it's dividing, they will be equal to just 1. So you're left with x plus 2 all over x minus 1. You can keep it in brackets if you want, after because it's not multiplying by anything anymore. That's good. So that, they are the most difficult ones. And the difficult part is perhaps probably the factorizing of quadratics. Okay, so no, it's actually on managed back yet. I can't remember. I'll do it on the left. On managed back, there will be, or there's going to be, in the next 5 seconds, loads of these questions. Just get started, and I'll tell you what you have to do for homework. In a few minutes. We'll start with easy ones. So where are we? Calendar. Oh, some. Yes, put the easy ones on. So the easier ones are there. The ones like you did yesterday. I'm going to put these harder ones up with quadratics now. And I'll put the easy ones on the screen. Yes, these are the easier ones. That's on managed back. I'd recommend doing maybe 3 or 4 from question 1 and 3 or 4 from question 4 until we move on to handles. And just about to post on managed back.